Track 12, Anything. I did this in LA in January with Dirty South. Dirty South's an Aussie guy who's based between LA and Melbourne, and he's mainly a house producer. He's actually a massive house producer. And as I found with most producers on this album, people like to work outside their comfort zones. Funk Agenda, Chasing Status, Feed Me, everyone's kind of done something that isn't typical to their usual sound or vibe, which is cool for them because I think when they're going to be on an album project they can experiment. And that's why we had to stick this song at the end of the album, because it wouldn't have fitted anywhere else on the album, because it's, in terms of the message of the song, it ties in perfectly with everything on the album. It's one of those songs, it's about being scared of commitment but also being scared of being alone. It's quite heartfelt as well, and I think had we put it in the middle of the album it might have slowed down the album too much, but as an end note it's great because it really sums everything up, but also kind of brings closure to everything I've discussed on the album. You know, give me a signal, and that's either saying to this girl, come on, where are we going to go? I've told you everything on my mind, give me the signal. Where are we going to go? Is it over? Is it done? And it's also to all the other things, it's sort of like me asking myself, is this the way I've got to carry on living and behaving? Give me a signal. Originally I was going to get someone else to sing the chorus, and then I just thought, you know what, no, there's no other vocals anywhere on this album, let's just keep it just me. It's probably the closest thing on this album to my earlier stuff, and it's also got a quite clear Streets influence on it as well, which, you know, Mike Skinner's first album obviously has had a massive impact on songwriters for the last 10 years. Like most rappers or singers will tell you, you know, whether you chat to Adele or Lily Allen or Professor Green, people will say to you, yeah, the way Mike wrote songs was really influential. And obviously with me being signed to his label, he was a massive influence. But as I've developed more into the dance world and the dance songs, I've become more and more influenced by the people I listened to when I was younger, like Nirvana or Pearl Jam, in terms of the way I write songs and the subject matter. But occasionally with songs like Never Had a Day, Wrong in the Head and Anything, I kind of flip back into my old songwriting mode where it's a lot more chatty and a lot more open and everyday speak, and that's obviously a direct influence of the early street stuff.
If you wanna save us,